guys, and welcome to day 11 of the 100-day project here. I am creating art journal pages for 100 days, and this one, everybody seemed to like this one real well, so I wanted to make sure and put the video up so you could see how I created it. So I started just splashing some water on there, and then I used a mermaid marker from Jane Davenport's collection, the real light peachy color there, and I'll put everything in the link. And then I added some watercolors in burnt orange, and just splashing it around a little bit. I am keeping in mind, rule of thirds and some composition principles when I'm creating these pages. I just wanted this to be kind of minimal and loose. I like that look a lot. I have a few journals going because I like the real bright colors, and then I like the more muted natural colors. So I decided to have so many journals that I would just, whatever mood I was in, I'd go in that journal. And because before I wouldn't create anything because I was like, well, I need to decide. Nah, just try it all. And then I'm putting in one of my favorite colors, Daniel Smith Lunar Blue. And just dropping that in. I really like, so if you know color theory, complementary colors are a lot of fun, and they always work well together. So my favorite pairing is orange and blue. There's also purple and yellow and red and green, but you'll see I use a lot of orange and blue. I really like those together. Plus watercolor, if you use orange and blue, there's some nice pairings that create a really lovely gray. So like ultramarine, and you can either use burnt sienna or burnt orange. That's really pretty. There's, just play around with them. You'll get a lot of pretty colors. But so I'm just real loose and splashy, and then I don't, for your benefit, I don't put how long I dry these for. And if I could let them dry on their own, that'd be real pretty too. But I do dry the layers in between, because otherwise everything will keep mixing around, and I want it to have a layered look where I am adding a new shape or something on top. So, and then in some areas I'm softening the edges because I don't want everything to have a hard edge, so I just add a little water and I soften the edge. And keeping in mind values and things, lots of paint on your brush will create a dark value, more water will lighten your value, and it's good to have a lot of value contrast in your work. It makes it a little more dynamic and interesting, especially if you're doing something real simple. I like to have those textures and those values on there, and I like to let the watercolor move on its own quite a bit, so that's why I just put a little water on there and let it go. And that's what I use mostly, that technique on this page. So I just move it, and again, you'll see where the areas I'm playing around the most, or I put the darkest value on things, are following that rule of thirds. So I'll have a lot darker shape. Say, see that lower left quadrant there, that little dot, that's right about rule of thirds right there. And then going up here where I'm trying to be careful not to be too centered like that, where I'm putting there. Where I started was kind of a rule of third area, where I lifted out some pigment there, and just keeping that in mind, and then keeping in mind that I want to put some writing down and leaving a space for that as well, where that area is pretty quiet so that it doesn't have a ton of things happening there. Again, keeping in mind the rule of thirds when I'm putting that down. So that's over the left side of that would be beginning at where that third quadrant would be about. I mean, I'm not measuring, but I'm keeping it in mind, just so you know what I'm thinking when I'm doing this. It's intuitive to a degree, but I do have a little bit of thought going on, but you're mostly kind of in the flow and just looking at it and then thinking, oh, this needs something right here, and I'm going to try something right here. And the more you do it, the more you'll probably be happy with your outcome. The first few times, I wasn't happy with the way it turned out, but I learned from it. So you just keep going, keep practicing. Then, and being in an art journal, I feel like gets a lot of the pressure off. So this is just one of those charcoal charcoal pencils. It's very nice because it works well in the water too, and it gets pretty dark, and it has a lot of different values based on how hard you press. So I like this one a lot. And it's easy, you don't have to sharpen it, you just pull that string. So, and they're not very expensive at all. So And then like you can add the water in it. It gives it an inky effect, I think, so I like it. And a lot of this media I like because you can lift it up. So if you don't like some of it, you just get a little water and you can lift quite a bit of it up, and that looks nice. So then I dry the area really, really well before I go in with my fountain pen. And I'm going to do a review. I found a new fountain pen I like even better. This one has an extra fine tip on it, but I didn't think it was fine enough. I found another one and it cost even less, so I'll tell you about that one. I think I'll do a separate demonstration of that, but I really like it. So, and that's what I did my day 12 with for the 100-day project. I used this new fountain pen. So this one's nice, though. I like this one a lot. And I'm finishing up with some writing on here, and I didn't like how I felt like it looked a little perfect. So you'll see I'll go in with some water and I'll lift out some areas. So it goes with the ethereal effect of this page in general. So that's how I created this page. Thank you for following along and being here. Feel free to comment below with your hashtag so we can follow along with your 100-day project as well. And you can like and subscribe up in the corner or click the subscribe button below. Thank you so much, and until next time, have fun.